Hello. Hi. I wanted to come on today talking about energy shifts, okay? It's a lot of things that's happening today. There's a lot of things that's coming out. There's a lot of truths being revealed because this time is evolving a big, huge, enormous energy shift, okay? And when this energy shift is taking place, it's either going to be relieving, a breath of fresh air for some, or it's going to feel like uh, it's going to be hard for people, like almost to the point where they feel like they're taking the last breath. Only because the truth is coming out, okay? And y'all have to be aware of the people that y'all around right now. I know you see a lot of things that's happening. I know you probably wonder about a lot of things, but I need y'all to be clear of who you are around at this point, because whoever you're around or whoever you involve yourself with is going to show you the true, or they are going to show you the true them. Okay, before people were able to hide themselves, right? They're able to hide behind facades and lies and glass mirrors, and they were just able to hide behind so many things that nobody saw them. But the truth is coming out, no matter if they want to be seen or not. So by the truth coming out, and um, even if they want to be seen or not, those people who lived in the facade is going to have a hard time. So when they have a hard time, it's going to be difficult for them, and then they're going to in turn make it difficult for you. You got to understand who you're around. You got to understand who you are by. You have to understand what people possess. And a lot of people have a hard time with acknowledging certain things with certain people because they feel a certain way about certain people, right? You don't want to acknowledge the bad. You don't want to acknowledge what they have inside of them because you have a certain type of love or connection to them. But please understand, like even with your love and your connection and your love will never be able to save you from someone's character. I need y'all to understand that. Your love and your position will never be able to save you from someone's character. So if someone has a jacked up character, the love you feel for them and where you position in life means absolutely nothing. So I need y'all to tighten up y'all reins on being aware, okay? And understand that it's a lot of things that's birthing right now. Like you see a lot of people, and people just seem so happy and they seem so joyous and just like everything is going right within their life. And it's like, wow, they're really, but it's not that those people just made a conscious decision on being okay regardless. Okay. Those people just made a conscious decision with being okay regardless. And the more that you are, the more you understand that you have to make a conscious decision about being okay regardless, you won't let those energies get to you. If you have not released that pain, you will never find peace. It's hard for people to release that pain because they figure like releasing it, they would like to store it up, right? So in the midst of them storing it up, they hold on to it and it gets painful for them. So when you see people that's out here and they're fighting and they're arguing and it's always a disruption between them, it's because they have not found peace in the pain that is within them. Okay? And those people who have held on to that pain, it's going to be a shift for those people. And that shift is going to be painful. It's going to be painful. Okay? You have to understand what time it is now. It's not by coincidence things that people said all these years, all this time, are coming true, are coming factual. It's not a coincidence that all this stuff about P. Diddy is coming out. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that all these celebrities are all of a sudden getting a divorce. That's not by coincidence. The energy is shifting, and things that you were able to hold on to, or things that you are able to put a mask over, will be seen. It will be seen. So you have to make a choice right now. Like, do you want to dwell in your truth and heal yourself? Or do you want to dwell in a lie and destroy your whole being? Because really, that's all that is. Do you want to heal yourself in the truth? Or do you want to destroy yourself in the lie? You have to make a conscious decision. Even with the femicide that's going on and the violence against women, things that people were able to hide, they cannot hide no more. It's getting more intensive now. And once the shift is shifting, people have to understand when they think about the shift and they think about 5D Earth and they think about, oh, it's just going to be so great and everyone's just going to be so wonderful and just we're going to be in bliss. But you have to understand the harder that God consciousness and higher consciousness is fighting for us to be on a different realm, on a different earth, on a different frequency. That frequency before that plagued our human experience, the human experience of uh, uh, um, violent casualties, aggression, violence, like that energy is trying hard to hold on as well. It's fighting to hold on too. It's not just, oh, it's a 5D earth. Everything's going to be great. No, everyone is fighting for their position. Everyone is fighting for whatever position they are in right now. They're fighting for the position. So if you're in your mind, you feel like, oh yeah, I'm fighting for the 5D consciousness. I'm fighting for 5D earth. I'm fighting for God consciousness. I'm fighting for God's spirit. I'm fighting for that. What do you think the other ones are doing? They're on a mission as well. Everybody's on a mission. Your job is to make sure you know what mission that you are on and what side that you are on. Because if you don't understand, it's hard, it's easy to get caught up on the other side. It's easy. Let me tell you how it's easy. When you are dwelling in certain energies, when they say misery loves company, that's exactly what that means. When you're dwelling in certain energies, they want to recruit certain energies and certain people for certain things. There's a recruitment. So when you see someone and they are in a spirit of disturbance, they want to disturb everyone. They want everybody to hear their disturbance. They want everyone to be on one accord on how they're feeling, right? If you are unaware, you will allow these people who are disturbed spiritually to disturb your spirit, okay? And once you allow them to disturb your spirit, you are now in one accord with these people. So, by you being in one accord with these people, then what side are you on at this point? because you're not in God consciousness at this point. You're not on in your higher self at this point. You're not in the 5D frequency at this point. You're on the same accord with the other side. And when you talk about spiritual fights, this is a spiritual fight that everybody talks about. And people literally think, oh, angels gonna come down from heaven and slay the demons. I need y'all to look at that in a whole nother different way. Okay? The spiritual warfare is not about actual physical angels and physical beings. The spiritual warfare has become physical on this domain. And you have to have a clear mind and clear sight to know what you're seeing. Just like if you go into an establishment or you go around certain people, and these certain people have certain frequencies that these people are on certain frequencies that make you feel good. You will then start feeling good in this arena. You go to somewhere and someone makes you feel uncomfortable. Instead of you leaving the establishment, you join them in the disturbance. You done lost the side. You done lost the side that you're on. You have to understand what side that you're on at this particular time, during this particular moment, because both sides are fighting to survive. This is a fight of survival. Both sides are fighting to survive. Okay? Understand your position will never protect you from someone's character. The love you have for someone will never protect you from someone's character. So now you have to make a clear cut decision on what and who and why and where you want to put your energy and your physical being at. Because spirit has a way to control. And this isn't just on the lower spectrum, this is on the higher spectrum as well. Do you know the people who function on a higher spectrum or God consciousness? You don't think those people want to fight? You don't think those people want to display energy? Like, you don't think they have those emotions? Everyone has those emotions. But spirit has a way of saying, you know what? I'm not going to let you go there. You're going to keep on pushing. But on the other spectrum, on the lower end, on the lower frequency, on the lower consciousness of yourself, once you feel those emotions of hate and violence and dislike and judgment, that particular spirit on that lower realm is going to tell you to participate in that. Oh, you don't like them? Well, go fuck them up. Oh, you don't like how they talk to you? Holler at their ass. You don't like what they said? Instead of you moving, I need you to make sure that they hear you at no all costs. I need you to make sure that you do whatever you have to do in order to get your point across. You have to be clear on where you at. You have to be clear on who you are. You have to be clear on the things that you involve yourself in. Because if you're not clear about the things that you involve yourself in, boo boo, it's going to be hard for you. Because in your mind, you're going to still think, well, no, I've been doing this. No, I've been doing that. Everything is fine. I don't know what's changing. People are always changing around me. What's going on? People acting crazy. People aren't acting crazy. Okay? People are um, showing their true selves. It's easy to hide in a situation. It's easy to hide in an area. It is easy to hide in plain sight when you are riding the wave or the frequency. If you get what I'm saying, it's easy to hide in plain sight when you are riding in a wave of that frequency. So if everyone is on the lower function, if a lot of people, if whatever area you're in, people are on the lowest function of themselves, right? They're not functioning, excuse me. They're not functioning on their highest accord. They're not functioning on their highest frequency, right? You won't be able to tell who's who. Everyone is riding the wave with a frequency. You won't tell. So if they're in a energy space or a physical space amongst themselves, you don't know who's who. You have no idea because everyone is on that wave. But if you walk into a establishment, and even if everyone is on that wave of frequency, if you're not on that wave of frequency, you're going to be disturbed. There's going to be some disturbance there. Something's going to shake you up on the inside and say, wait, hold on. What y'all doing up here? And they probably, well, no, we fine. We good. What's up? Come on in. Like, no, I don't know. I don't think I want to come in there. Okay. I know. Mm-mm. I don't think I want to come in there because you're not on the wave of that frequency. Okay. Energy frequency plays a great part deal in our world. Okay. I know we have been indoctrinated by the physical. I know we have been indoctrinated by material shit. I know we have been indoctrinated by a lot of things that will keep us from understanding the energy and frequency of things. But I need y'all to understand and be clear. Once you understand energy and frequencies, you will understand how easy it is for people to fall in certain shit. You will understand how easy it is for people to get caught up. And then once they're caught up, everyone's looking like, well, what happened? They were such a good person. Or what happened? Because you couldn't decipher that energy. You couldn't decipher that frequency. Maybe because you were so into your mind, into your head, into your love and how you felt about this person into your heart, you just totally disregard the frequency of the energy plane that they were on. So by you being even in accordance with them, it disrupted your frequency and you crashed the fuck out. That frequency was made for you. That energy was not made for you. It's okay for them to be in that frequency because they've been in there all that time. They are suffering in that frequency all that time. They can hold on to that and put that on other people. But once you step into that realm, you cannot do that. You literally start self-destructing. And when you self-destruct, then who no one is coming to save you when you self-destruct. No one. It's hard for you to get out that hole. It's hard for you to be on one frequency, get to the other frequency, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna hop back to the other frequency. That's hard for you to do. You have to, when you dwell in the frequencies and energies, as soon as you're on a frequency for so long, then you're trying to get to another point and another side, you had to dismantle that frequency. You got to reprogram that energy source. You have to transmute that energy. You have to actually become an alchemist. That's hard for people to do because it's easy to stay on that side. No one's going to hold you accountable. No one's going to tell you anything. No one is going to tell you you're wrong. No one is going to tell you everyone's going to be afraid because they know you're aggressive. Everyone is going to be afraid because they feel like don't say nothing to them because they're going to go off. then those people have an ability to believe that what they're doing is correct because people can't respect them enough to not say anything to them. But when actually it's not people respecting you enough not to say anything to you, people don't want to hold you accountable. And by you not being held accountable all these years, the people that's surrounding you have created a fucking monster. That's all that is. You have to hold people accountable. Oh, they might do this and they might do that. Get away from me then. If I can't hold you accountable in my space, you do not belong in my space. You don't belong here. Because now, if I can't keep you accountable, now you're just here to take. You're just here to be in whatever energy you want to be in whatever frequency you want to be in. And I just have to accept you however you are, no matter if you're disturbing my frequency. I'm supposed to be the receiver. I'm supposed to just soak up all this up. And as soon as I tell you, wait a minute, hold on, that make me feel some type of way. I'm wrong. Look, I'm not here for you. I'm not here to be your energy sponge. I'm not here to be like your frequency sponge. Like either me and you gonna be on one accord in here, or you can take your frequency, however you feel about certain things, out there, and we good. No love lost. But you have to hold things accountable because you have to understand where you're at. And if you don't hold things accountable, you will turn into that frequency, unbeknownst to you. Because, like I said, those frequencies and those energies do not discriminate. They don't discriminate. They're looking for company. So the more you stay quiet, the more you don't keep people accountable, the more you feel some type of way about what somebody's doing to you, and you're not saying anything about it, the more that spirit is low key caressing you. I'm sorry to say, the more that spirit is romancing you. You just say like, let me tell you how the spirit romance that type of lower spirit romances you. Okay, let's just say you're around somebody and wherever it's a problem, it's just world 10. Okay. It's like everything is such a disruption. Everything is such an issue. Everything is such a problem. Now, not now, when you around this particular person, you may have problems. But before you was around this particular person, you shook it off. Like, okay, yeah, I got that issue, but all right, well, I'm gonna see what I can do. I'll make this happen. When I make that happen, that's gonna go by the wayside. Okay, I'm gonna be through with that. So I got to process that and I'll be good. Like, yeah, that stopped, but I had an issue with that, but I'm gonna keep on going. As soon as you get around this energy, how that energy romances you is once you have a problem and you tell them, look, I had a problem today, and they'll tell you, you see, see what I'm talking about? That's the reason why I do what I do because it's always going to be an issue. And you got to show a motherfucker and you got to tell them, see, now I'm not crazy, am I? I'm not crazy, am I? So now you'd have been so comfortable with this spirit around you, it'll romance you for you to believe what the energy that they're on is it's okay. Because I do have a problem. People do always do this to me. I do have. You know what? I see where you coming from right now. You done got fucking romanced by the fucking spirit. The spirit of wine and dined you. You got to be clear. It's easy for that shit to happen. And then all of a sudden people talk to you and then it's like people are like, well, what's wrong with you? Like I never heard you like this before. What's going on? Ain't nothing going on with me. 'Cause I'm just tired of people and I'm tired and nobody understand me. So then you go on the phone or you go and talk to the motherfucker who always in this energy, who is always on a lower spectrum of themselves, then you and that person will become one on one accord. Now it's just y'all. Now nobody understands you. Now everyone always treats you wrong. Now you don't know you instead of you, excuse me, instead, and that energy loves to manifest the issues instead of researching for a problem or resourcing a solution. They love a problem. That problem will manifest to times 1,000, but they will never find a solution. That's the reason. That's how you can know. You can tell when that energy is around you. That's how you can tell that energy is around you because that energy has a way of manifesting things as well. Once you're around somebody, I don't think they talk about it's a problem and they never talking about that solution, they're on the lowest frequencies of themselves. Because the lowest frequency of yourself tells you that you're weak. The lowest frequency of yourself tells you that everyone is messing with you. The lowest frequency of yourself tells you that it's everybody else's problem, it's not yours. The lowest frequency of yourself tells you you don't have to fix shit. It's everybody else's problem. I need y'all to be clear on what frequency and what energy that you're on. Is easy for certain frequencies to romance you. It's very easy. And then you be looking like, well, I don't know what's wrong with them. And then y'all both on one accord. Now that energy form between y'all gonna grab somebody else in that frequency. Then it's gonna be a whole group of y'all. And if you're like, what happened to them? I remember when they was like this. Oh, why are they? And they're like, I don't know, girl. But to those people, since they are on that accord of frequency, since they're on that one accord of being on the lowest version of themselves, they can't see out of that frequency, that energy, that being in the lowest version of themselves feels comfortable. So when you're not on that scale or that on that frequency, you are disturbing them. You're disturbing them as well. So let's be clear. If you're on the higher frequency and you are around people or an energy of people who are on the lower spectrum of themselves, they will be disturbed by you. They'll be disturbed by you because you believe, oh, well, I'm on the highest frequency. I don't know why people don't like me. Like I just come in and I show myself and I be in love and I be in truth and I be in light, but no one in the dark wants to be shined by the light. Excuse me, nose is itching. That's just confirmation. Jeez, weeps. Oh my goodness. No one in the dark wants to be shined by light. Okay? People who walk in the light, people who walk in the truth, people who walk in higher consciousness, people who walk in God consciousness have the ability to disturb those too. You are a disturbance to those people. And you may feel like, well, how am I a disturber? I'm walking in God consciousness. I'm walking in the 5D realm. I'm walking in truth. I'm walking in love. But once you're around people who want to destroy, or they want to be combative, or they like to hide in the dark, you shining your light is exposing them. Who wants to be naked in front of a whole bunch of people when you haven't been? Who wants to be naked? Who wants to be spiritually naked when you know you ain't been working out spiritually? Now, even though I'm fat, my spirit been working the hell. Even though I'm fat, my spirit has been working the hell out. Okay, so you can shine that light on me, baby. My spirit got a 6 pack. Okay, like you can shine that light on me. But if someone has not been working out spiritually, and you shine that spiritual light on them, they're not going to be what it exposed. They don't want you to see them. They're not. They have not been working on anything spiritually. They have not been working on anything emotionally. They have not been working on anything that will get them to the highest frequency of themselves. You're going to display how on the lower frequency they are. You're going to display how disturbed they are. No one wants to be exposed like that. So, yes, you could be walking in God's love. Yes, you could be walking in the 5D realm. Yes, you could be walking in your highest, the state of yourself. You could be walking in your highest consciousness. Those people don't want to see you coming, boo boo. They don't want to see you coming. And you want to know why they don't want to see you coming. They don't want to be found out. They don't want you to shine that light of truth on them. They don't want you to shine that light of love on them. Because as soon as you shine that light and as soon as you shine the light on love and truth, they will then understand that they have not been living in that. So instead of them actually telling themselves like, damn, I haven't been in truth, I haven't been in love, I haven't been in light, they're going to drag you to the darkness. They're going to look at you and say, look at your light. You think your light, you think you greater than me because of this light? Your light ain't shit. You think you can tell me something? I don't care what the fuck you see. You can't tell me shit. Then you start, you start, easy word I can't even think of. You start, questioning your light by these people who in the dark, who want to dim your shit anyway. You start questioning, well, damn, well, I do walk in light, but am I that fucked up of a person? Well, I don't. Well, I don't know. Well, you start questioning your own self because that's what that energy does. That's how that energy romances you to join. That's how that energy romances you to join the crew. But when you walking in God's spirit and you walking in God's love, you walking in your highest consciousness, and you walking on a 5D frequency, you will understand no matter how flawed you are, no matter no matter how many mistakes you have made in your life, that will never take you away from the light. That will never make you second guess yourself. Your mistakes will never make you feel lesser than, because you know, even through all my mistakes, even through all my mishaps, even through all the lessons, hard lessons I had to learn, like my light is still valid. Good morning, truth. You're speaking. Thank you, child of God. That's what I came here to do. I am the messenger. Okay, I am the illuminator. So when it comes to situations in life, I always had the ability, without me even knowing, I had the ability. I'm in my 40s now. I've been like this all my life, and I never knew why. I never knew why until now. I am the illuminating messenger. I illuminate shit. It's easy for me to say, okay, well, yeah, that ain't right. I love you, but that ain't right. Like, oh yeah, I see what you want, but yeah, I don't think I can mess with that. It's so easy for me to do that, and I didn't understand how other people couldn't. But back to what I was saying, you have to know that your life, your light is validated, no matter if you messed up, no matter if you had a hard times, no matter who told you what, no matter who hurt you, no matter if you thought a relationship broke you, no matter you believe that they were supposed to love you, no matter if someone actually physically put their hands on you, because they want those things and that energy and that frequency wants to put all that on you to second guess your light so you can be a server for them. That is what the spiritual warfare is. People talk about demons and angels. The spiritual warfare is here. Things are happening, don't get me wrong, things are happening in other realms. But that spiritual warfare is the fight for your light. It's the fight for your true self. It is the fight for your higher being. It is the fight for your highest consciousness. It is the fight for the God love. That is the spiritual warfare, y'all. That's all it is. And once you get someone to question, once you start questioning your validation of having God's love or just truth and love and light in you, you would then start replaying the things that happen to you. That's what that spirit wants you to do. Oh, you in light right now. You got love in your heart, man. How you gonna love somebody and and your family fucks you over? That don't make no sense to me. How you gonna be a decent citizen? How you gonna be an upstanding citizen and motherfuckers don't rob you? You don't think about getting nobody back. You just gonna let that go? Oh, so you soft, huh? I knew it. I knew it. I knew you was soft. That's how that shit talk to you. Yes, that's well fun. Yes, that's how that shit talk to you. And then you be in your ego, because it goes for men and women. Women be in their ego too. You be in your ego and be like, "Fuck that! I'm not soft. Who you calling soft? Don't call me soft." Well, I mean, you is soft. Look at you. Everybody just did you wrong and walked all over and you just so you ain't causing no disturbance. You ain't showing nobody you that motherfucker. Don't fuck with me. You don't know who the fuck I am. You not showing nobody shit. Then who are you? You look soft to me. Then you go and try to put yourself in a fucking situation to prove this fucking energy right. And please know, the further you're away from the light, the further you're away from God. And this has nothing to do with religion because I'm not a religious person. But understand, if you're walking on this realm, God gave you a spirit that tied to the Creator. The Creator gave us a spirit that tied to that source. Now, the further you go away from spirit, which is love, which is the light, the further you done got away from God. People get away from God every day and then sit themselves in the pew on Sunday and think just because you done gave God 3 4 hours of your time and you done separate yourself all week, you gonna be saved. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's not how that go. And people are like, well, how do I separate myself from God? How do I do that? Well, you got to be aware. This physical makeup of us have us forgetting a lot of shit. Okay, that this physical makeup of us have us of forgetting a lot of shit. We forget that we are spirits. We forget that we are on a mission here. Everybody got a mission here. If you didn't, you wouldn't be here. Please understand that. Everybody got a mission here. That's this physical, this tangible, this sensation that our physical being keeps us in, keeps us away from spirit. Let me explain why. Okay, our physical bodies are very tangible. That's why people like good food. That's why people like drugs. That's why people like sex. That's why people like, something that's just tantalizing. Just things that you can feel, like something that's very tangible. Like you can taste it. It tastes good. Like you can feel it. It feels good. But the more you dwell yourself into those elements of our human experience, and you don't actually take time to nourish and to touch what's intangible, which is your spirit within you, you are getting further away from God, from spirit. Okay. And and let me tell y'all something. When they talk about consciousness, I know they say some people don't have a conscious. That's another video. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. But if you are in your physical experience, your consciousness is God's voice, right? There are some times and certain things at certain times in our life that we do certain things, right? And your consciousness will kick in, right? When your consciousness kick in this particular event, your consciousness tells you, you sure you want to do that? I mean, I know you see everybody else doing it, but if you did that, something's going to happen, right? Or if you did that, like you're going to get the same outcome all these other people are getting. Like you do understand that, right? Like I'm telling you, I know you want to do this. I know your physical being is telling you to do this. But I'm telling you, if you do this, you're going to satisfy your physical makeup, but your spirit possession, the possession of your spirit, is going to be disturbed. I need you to understand what you're doing. As soon as you shut off that consciousness voice, you shutting yourself away from God. This ain't got nothing to do with religion. This has absolutely nothing to do with religion. As soon as you shut off your consciousness, you're shutting off God's voice. Because what you have to understand is just like people who involve themselves in crime or in violence, right? You're around certain people, everybody else is doing what they feel like they're doing, and you but your consciousness is talking to you. Your consciousness is talking to you maybe because God is more present in your life than you think. That's the reason why your consciousness is talking to you around these certain people. But instead of you actually listening to your consciousness, you go outside of your consciousness and you listen and you behave and you act in a way of the energy and the frequencies that's around you. Okay. So now you don't went beyond your consciousness. Okay. You don't went beyond your consciousness and you chose this physical element of ourselves besides your spirit. Now your spirit is disturbed, right? Okay. How my spirit disturbed? I don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't know. If you do something and it's not in correlation with your spirit, your God spirit, ooh, nose is itching. It is not in correlation with your spirit and your God spirit, there'll be a disturbance there. And let me tell you what that disturbance look like. Okay? That disturbance look like no sleep. That disturbance looks like alcohol abuse. That disturbance looks like taking taking narcotics or whatever you take to drown out your consciousness because you don't want to hear what your consciousness is telling you. Your conscious, after you did what you did, your consciousness told you that was a bad mistake. Your consciousness told you that you shouldn't have did that. Your conscience just tells you, like, I'm sitting here and I'm letting you know, why did you do that? What's going on? And instead of you listening to that, instead of you saying, you know what, I'm gonna listen to you more because I don't like the way that made me feel. You're right. I did that, and I did feel some type of way. That's when you start following your intuition. Okay. Well, let me get back to the disturbance of your spirit. So your spirit tells you, you shouldn't did that. Instead of you saying, you know what, you're right. I shouldn't have did that. Well, okay, well, I'm gonna learn from that and I'm not gonna do that again because I don't like the way that made me feel. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, the consciousness, because it goes in order, your consciousness tell you something. You say to yourself you're gonna do something. That's one. Your consciousness tell you, I don't know, I don't think you should do that. That's two. Okay. You go on and do whatever you thought you wanted to do. That's three. Your consciousness tells you, oh, well, your consciousness tells you, well, why did you do that? Don't you feel some type of way? Your spirit feel messed up. What's wrong with you? That's four. You turn off the God spirit. You turn off your God connection by drowning out your consciousness. That's five. And the more you drown out your consciousness, the further you are moving away from God's spirit, from love, from truth. Okay? And you drown yourself out. I mean, you drown your consciousness out by involving yourself in a lot of sexual activities. You don't want to think, you don't want to sit by yourself, you just want to feel something tangible at this particular moment. You don't want to think about nothing. You drown your consciousness out by picking up that bottle. You made a bad decision. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to feel this type of way. You're just going to pick up this bottle, and this bottle is going to help you numb the situation. You drown out your spirit by doing narcotics or drugs or whatever it is you do, and then it's like, well, I'm just going to do this, and as long as I do this, it's going to shut up my consciousness, and I'm not going to feel bad no more. Now you might have doing those things. You might have turned off. Well, you have pushed the mute button on your consciousness. You have pushed the mute button on your consciousness, but you have only pushed the mute button. You have not stopped anything in your spirit. You haven't stopped nothing in your spirit. That's why after that mute button, after you are liberated and turn to a certain point, or you dwell in a certain activities in a certain point, your consciousness just turns off. And then after you're done with those things, your consciousness come back. That's for a reason. Your consciousness come back. When they say God will never leave you or forsake you, this has nothing to do with religion. I'm not a religious. This is not a religious page, but I understand God and spirit and energy and frequencies. When they say God will never forsake you and God will never leave you, so you start beating yourself about your consciousness. You start beating yourself up like, oh my God, I thought I already drunk a lot. I don't know. I just don't want to hear it. I don't know because I want to do this, but then I feel bad after I do it, and I don't know. I'm just gonna get some water to drink, and then you turn off the mute button on your consciousness, and your spirit is still disturbed. It's a disturbance there. When they say the Trinity is Trinity in a lot of things, okay? Because you got the mind, body, and the spirit. That's you. The mind, your body, and your spirit inside. That holy trinity they talk about is you. So if the holy trinity they talk about is you, and you go beyond your mind, you go beyond your mind. Your mind is telling you something. I mean, your conscious is telling you something which is in your mind. Your conscious is telling you something. You go beyond your consciousness and you think you're going to be okay. You're not going to be okay. I don't care how many people are doing this. And like I said, a lot of people are doing it because they are on one accord, which is because you on one accord doesn't mean that that's the frequency that you're supposed to be on. It does not mean that. It does not mean that's supposed to be the frequency that you're on because you see everybody in your family, everybody in your circle, everybody in your neighborhood, everybody on the videos, everybody on social media, all these celebrities on that frequency. It doesn't mean you're supposed to be on that frequency. It does not mean you're supposed to be there. I'm telling you, the harder it is for you to do those things, you may do those things and you feel real fucked up afterwards. You want to know why? Because you here for a bigger fucking purpose. Your purpose is so big you have no idea why you here. God is so present in your life. God is making you so uncomfortable for you to get out to space because you are here for a bigger mission. But no, you want to follow everybody else. You want to follow what they do. They look cool. People think they popular. I want to be popular too. I want to do what they do too. I want to do this and that too. But your whole spirit on the inside is fucked. Fucked. And then people wonder why we see these celebrities crash out. We see these people that we know that seem to be on the up and up crash out. Y'all not listening to your spirit. That is spiritual warfare. You're not listening. You are the Holy Trinity. Mind, body, spirit. If you don't have those things in one accord, there's going to be a disturbance there. There's going to be a disturbance there. Because your mind controls your body and your spirit is inside of your body. Okay? Your body has the ability to hold your spirit and is followed by your mind. Your spirit has the ability to keep you connected to God's consciousness so you can be on this realm without God being present itself. You have spirit inside of you because God isn't present within God's self, but God is always present within you. But as soon as you don't listen to your spirit, you are disconnecting yourself from that God line. This isn't a religious page. I just understand. You disconnected yourself from that God line. Okay? Like everyone I don't know how I could say this. Let's just say you are there are things that's going on in your life, in your mind. You're in a fight. No one knows about this fight, but you are in the fight of your life. Your mind tells you one thing. Your spirit, your consciousness tell you one thing. But the information that you receive from your spirit is telling you something different. Right? Or no, excuse me. You're fighting because your consciousness will tell you one thing and our physical experience is telling you another. Right? Your wants and your needs from this physical experience is having you go against your consciousness, your God consciousness, your higher self. And the thing that will be compromised is your spirit, because your spirit is between that. It's your consciousness, your spirit, and your body. So now you at a tug of war with your mental, conscious, God conscious plane, and you at a tug of war with this physical, earthly body realm. And your spirit is in the middle. That's the spiritual warfare. You playing tug of war. Like your mind telling you, no, don't do that. The conscious tell you, don't do that. I know you better than that. I look, I got something else for you. That's not for you. Don't do that. But you listen to the physical aspects of yourself on this earthly realm, and then you say, everybody else is doing it. Why I can't do it? Why I can't have no fun? Why I can't go out there and commit crime? Why I can't go beat nobody ass? Why I can't go be a thought in the street? Sexy Red is doing it. Why I can't? And then your spirit is telling you, I got a bigger purpose for you. I need you. Your conscience is telling you, I got a bigger purpose for you. I need you to sit the fuck back. I got a bigger purpose for you. I don't need you to involve yourself in those things. I got a bigger purpose for you. I need you to listen to what I'm trying to tell you. And you say, I'll be all right. I don't even want to hear all that. Well, yeah. And then you go out there and you satisfy your physical being. Now your spirit is in the middle. And now you feel torn on the inside. Now you trying to come. And now, you know what obsessed me? We have our direct connection between God's energy, or whoever you claim God to be, because it's all one thing. We have a direct connection between God's energy, and when we put our own self in disturbance, we are waiting for the God above to send us. Or if you think God is above, I think God is inside of me. But you waiting for the God above to send you a message. Send me a message. Let me know. I have to understand. Let me know. I don't want to know what's going on. But your spirit is already telling you what's going on. Your spirit has already told you a disturbance. Your consciousness has already said, shit, what are you doing? Don't do that. So when you go to God and you pray and then you get mad that your prayers ain't being answered, you lost. You have lost it. You have not created the platform and the boundary and the life awareness that you need in order for your prayers to be answered. You're going outside of yourself to find answers. You will never be able to go outside of yourself to find an answer. All the answers are within you. All the answers are within your being. Yeah, I know how crazy that sounds. Let's just say, I use this example. God give us everything that we need on this physical realm, right? Just like if you were a child and your parents, well, you own them to stay at home by yourself, just put it like that. You own them to stay at home by yourself and your parents leave for the weekend. And they give you instructions that tell you, okay, this might come up. This might come. I need you to call this person. This happens. Call this person. It's food in the refrigerator. Don't open the door. Something happens. Call 911. If it's a real emergency, it's a real emergency. Call 911. If it's something that's an adult, you need adult supervision or whatever the case is. You call the neighbor. The neighbor, I already told the neighbor to be on call. I have everything set out for you. I just need you to sit here and do what you're supposed to do and follow instructions. Right. So you tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna do that. So as soon as something happens or you go and don't follow the instructions, on what your parents told you. Now it's a disturbance. Now you done fucked everything up. Now you need help. Or let's just say something happened that you didn't cause disturbance, but but it is something happening. You call your parents, and your parents like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm hungry. Okay, well, it's you know how to cook food. There's some food in there. Why are you calling me? I know, but I just thought that maybe I don't know, but I don't know. I'm hungry though. That's how people treat God. God left us with everything we have. We're supposed to have within us, and then as soon as something happens, it's like, well, God, I need some help. What more help do you want? You have to figure some shit out yourself. If God is within everyone, and God's spirit is within everyone, you thought God's spirit left you. You just don't know how to listen to it. You just don't know how to listen to it. That's why a lot of people adhere to certain things or try to adhere to a certain thing because they can't hear. They can't decipher what spirit is. They can't decipher who God's source is. They have a hard time. But I'm telling you, you are the Holy Trinity. The more you go outside of your mind and your body and your spirit, the more you are getting or further away from God itself, from Creator itself. Okay? So when you go beyond yourself and beyond your mind, beyond your spirit, beyond your body, you are now involved in another realm with somebody else. You are now the servant, you are now the worker, you are now in a consciousness of another energy. Now that consciousness has the ability to pull you in, no matter how fucked up you feel. That energy has the ability to do what you want what it wants you to do. No matter how much you can't sleep at night, no matter how sad you feel, no matter how mad you are, that spirit on the lower frequency, that spirit on the lower consciousness, that spirit on the lower side of yourself has the ability for you to work for it. And the more you sit in those emotions, the more you will work with that energy. Energy is made to be transmuted. Energy is not made to be stagnant. And the more that you are stagnant with energy, the more you will be quote unquote comfortable where you at. You'll be on one accord where you are at. Even though there may be some disturbance, but you'll be okay with those disturbances because everybody else is around you is disturbed. I'm fine. So back to what I was saying, you have to be real clear about